Welcome to the big show.
He could go all the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the main event. Let's get ready to rumble!
What is up, PFA Nation? Welcome to another episode of The Rundown, episode 31 to be exact, the Sunshine Bowl preview. I am one half of your host team, Brian Mitchum, Director of Media Development, and with me, as always, is Chris Cousins, Director of Broadcasting. Chris, how are you, sir?
Man, I'm doing good, Brian. Man, it's a wonderful day. It's a wonderful Sunday. A little icy out here, up here in the north. I know you got some nice weather going out that way, but it's a little icy out here.
Again.
It's a little icy out here in the north right now, but good that it be a Super Bowl Sunday. We won't let that go to waste. It is Super Bowl Sunday, so we thought we go ahead and join you guys at our new scheduled Sunday time that we're going to start doing when the season starts at 4 p.m. Also, we'll be still doing the extra point on Thursday evenings at 7. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of us this season. So I can't wait. Also, we just want to let you know that the Rundown is powered always and forever will be by Trinity Trifecta, the official uniform and athletic wear provider of the PFA. We do also want to shout out some of the new teams that Trinity Trifecta just put out some new jerseys with. I know the Maycomb Tigers, also Upstate Predators just got some new jerseys from Trinity Trifecta. So we definitely want to show some love to them. And before we go past that, let's go ahead and show our sponsor some love by showing a commercial real quick. All right, man. That was Trinity Trifecta. You can contact them on Facebook if you need anything as far as jerseys and all athletic wear and merchandise apparel. On tonight's show, we're going to have Coach James Crowell be with us to talk about the upcoming matchups next weekend down in sunny Miami, Florida for the Sunshine Bowl.
Also on the show from the Northern Kentucky Wolfpack, Jeffrey Botts, who will stop by and chat about the matchup that the Wolfpack has coming up at the Sunshine Bowl next weekend versus the Baltimore Phantoms down in Miami and at the Sunshine Bowl. So, yeah. But we're
now, of course, we're playing in the Sunshine Bowl. This is going to be our sixth matchup as a PFA participant in these bowl series. These national games. We are currently, as a PFA league, 5-0. The Wolfpack look to make us a strong 6-0 for the national season coming to a close here at the Sunshine Bowl. So this is definitely a big game. The target is increasingly getting bigger on our backs, and we are hoping that the Wolfpack can go ahead and bring it home against these Baltimore Phantoms. We're also going to talk to Coach Crowell about other Sunshine Bowl matchups like the Cincinnati Dukes playing against the New York Bandits. It's a big 2A national championship game. Also, the Fayetteville Ducks are from our sister league, the CFA, is going to be playing in the 3A national championship game as well. Also, the Upstate Predators are going to be playing in the Sunshine Bowl. And we're gonna talk a little bit about some of those games, get a little bit more insight from the coach, and we're gonna give our picks and dilly-dally a little bit, talk to the chat. We're going to have some fun, but more of that when we come back from this break.
I replayed it just in case everybody didn't see it the first time. But welcome back. You are watching the rundown, powered by Trinity Trifecta, the official uniform provider of the PFA. Make sure you check them out for all your uniform and athletic apparel needs. Find them on Facebook at Trinity Trifecta. Also, Chris, if this is your first time watching the rundown, two things. We thank you for tuning in, and go ahead and like and subscribe to that Facebook, YouTube, and as well as most of the popular social media platforms. Don't forget to catch us again on Sunday, starting in March at 4 p.m. for the rundown. That's going to be our normal recap show where we talk to people and recap and preview the games. And then on Thursdays, we will have the rundown extra point at 7 p.m. Mostly going to be a recap with me and Chris, and nothing crazy. But and we're also testing Twitch out right now, so make sure you go and find those and subscribe to them. Do us a huge favor, and we appreciate it very much.
Now you can catch all our content on, like Brian said, on Facebook, on our YouTube channel, which we just dropped an exclusive Extra Point episode 1 on there with the commissioner's blog. We followed, shout out to Pick Six Photography, followed our commissioner Duncan around all Daytona, was watching the teams play the national championship games, and we got some great content from that. Also, we definitely want to shout out anybody who has already followed us here on the channel. We are up to now 2,300 followers, and we couldn't be here and wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you guys watching, liking, and subscribing. So more content coming soon. Again, like Brian said, we will be doing the show now on Sundays at 4 p.m. We'll be recapping Saturday's games, and then we'll be previewing the games on Thursdays at 7 p.m. So I can't wait. Again, big stuff coming. And one of the bigger things that is coming is that we are now glad to proudly announce that we have another official sponsor announcement that we are tagging up with Olympus Graphics. Will be the official graphic provider for the Rundown Show. And also the weekly recap that we do every week is going to be also powered by Olympus Graphics. So we are super excited to be working with Rashawn over there at Olympus Graphics for all your graphic needs. A lot of teams and leagues are already clients of Olympus Graphics, including the PFA. So thank you, Rashawn, and everything that you'll be doing for us. We look forward to working with you more during the season. And if you are a business and you would like to talk about partnering up with the Rundown and becoming a sponsor, hit myself or Brian up. And we are looking for more show sponsors during the season. We have more segments. Like I said, we are branching out to do more things on YouTube, Twitch, things of that nature. We're also looking for more weekly segment sponsors as well. You can contact, again, myself or Brian via Facebook, Messenger, or, some of you guys do have my direct number. I don't have a problem with you hitting me up, send me a text message or something like that. But after these messages and our Olympus sponsor promo, we'll be right back with Coach Crow of the Sunshine Bowl Committee, also the coach of the Capital City Seahawks, to talk about the Sunshine Bowl matchups. Right after this. Welcome back. Our first guest is the co-chairman of the Sunshine Bowl, as well as, like I said, the owner and coach of the Capital City Seahawks. Welcome back to the show, Mr. James, we call him Coach Crowell. Coach, thanks for joining us once again to go more in depth about, the Sunshine Bowl matchups. We appreciate you taking out time. I know it's Super Bowl day. You got some things going on, so we won't hold you that long.
I appreciate you guys having me. Looking forward to a good Super Bowl today for sure. I need Saquon. You know, I'm a native New Yorker, so to see Saquon go to the Eagles was hard. It was tough right here, hit me in the heart. But to see him do so well, and should have been an MVP, but to see him do so well was is good. At least we know it was the New York GM and staff tripping, and it wasn't Saquon.
And I think we all saw that on Hard Knocks, and we will agree that they was tripping. Now, Coach, last time you joined us, we chatted about the differences between bowl systems and such. This week, we're definitely going to hone in just on the Sunshine Bowl itself and talk about the matchups. How excited are you to get to, another year of the Sunshine Bowl under your belt?
I mean, I think this is a very, very great year for Sunshine Bowl. This is a 25th year, and to be a part of it, to be kind of groomed to be one of the leads in the Sunshine Bowl was something that I didn't even expect when I started playing football back in 2001 overseas, and then to come back and just to get into all this professional advancement. That's what we're calling it.
Yes, professional advancement football. Yes,
to get into professional advancement football, and just take it this far is a blessing, and to cap off the 2024 season with the 25th year of Sunshine Bowl. I think it gets no better than that. I mean, these guys get out there and showcase their talents. The matchups are unique, once in a lifetime matchups. You'll probably never see these matchups again. And I think that's what we love so much about Sunshine Bowl. Our process creates matchups, and it's an outstanding time. And also, it's Miami in February. I mean, come on, let's just keep it a buck.
I've been down there, Coach. It was great 2 years ago. It was great.
Yeah, it's just a nice place to be in February, where the rest of the country is probably at 30 degrees and we're at 80. It's just a beautiful sight.
2 weeks. If the Sunshine Bowl would have happened 3 weeks ago, it would have been snowing in part of Florida. It was cold.
I tell you what, a lot of so we used to do it the same weekend that everybody else does it, which is the Martin Luther King Day weekend, and then we had COVID, and COVID made some changes and made us move it out a month, and the theory was, well, after that, the COVID year, we'll move it back to January. But we loved it so much, and it was just so much easier for the guys. It was so much easier for the teams to get all their guys, because you're not competing with two other bowls, and the biggest competition, flag nationals. So you're not competing with all these other things, and these guys can really get to Sunshine Bowl, focus on their teams, and travel well. So it's just been one of those things that, we did it out of necessity, but it turned out to be one of those best things for you.
Right. Let's just jump right into the matchups, Coach. The first matchup we're going to talk about, of course, is the Northern Kentucky Wolfpack versus the Baltimore Phantoms. Obviously the Wolfpack are the 2A champs from the PFA, and we got the Baltimore Phantoms. What are your thoughts about this matchup?
Well, first things first, both teams are extremely good. I think both teams had some bumps in the road early in their season. That's why we kind of like this matchup. They kind of had that same path, took some losses that they felt they shouldn't have taken. And then, they got it together when they were supposed to get it together, which is, and that's what it's about. That's what football is about. Yeah, you may start off a little rocky, but you keep loading, you keep adding tools to your tool bag. And then when you get to that moment, you can take advantage of your moment. And I think that's what both teams did. That's why this matchup is so intriguing. You got a team from Baltimore, Maryland against a team from Kentucky. Again, a once-in-a-lifetime matchup, two contrasting styles of play. Both quarterbacks bring a different style of play that I don't think either team has seen all year. So it's just one of those things where, you just hope both teams are preparing properly for the matchup, because this is one of those games that can be really tight, or this is one of those games where one of these teams can run away with it. It's just all about mindset. And I think hopefully both teams have the mindset that they're going to be playing another dog, and they're going to have to play all 60 minutes. And that's the biggest thing about Sunshine. We done seen some games. If you take the spring national championship, Brooklyn versus the Gladiators, I mean, the game was 42-40, and you thought Brooklyn won the game 3 times, and no, it was not over. It took all 60 minutes plus an extra point try. So my point I'm saying, this is one of those games where if both teams bring the right mindset, the right attitude, travel properly, and really commit to being great, we're going to see a great game here.
Well, I will let you in on a little insight there, Coach. The Wolfpack will be traveling with a different quarterback for this game. They've done some recruiting. I think it's going to add a little wrinkle to the offense in a good way, though. A little more experience at the helm now. I'm not going to put it out there too much, but yeah, they definitely got somebody else. CJ's taking a coaching role, which it happens in this profession. You win a championship. You played a lot of years. Your time has come to step into something else. But they definitely did replace him with, I think, a quality quarterback. And I can't wait to see what Baltimore possesses. I have heard a lot about them. I played in the Baltimore area, so I know the talent is thick. I played at Morgan State, so I know that the talent is thick up there in Baltimore. I know this a hard-hitting, physical, aggressive style of play. So I'm definitely looking for a great game. And of course, as always, I'm trying to continue the PFA dominance. I'm trying to just go 6-0. I don't think it's ever. I mean, 5-0 had never be done, but 6-0 will help us a lot better. We are already calling ourselves a League of Champions. So I gotta get this last one. Cause I know the target is on our back so much right now. I know the Phantoms is probably like licking their chops to be that team to break the run. But we need this one, Coach. We need this one bad.
Well, I think what 5-0 is great, and congratulations to the PFA for achieving that mark, because that's just. I mean, that's like that's tough to do, right? First, it's just tough to get 6 teams in anything, and then to go 5-0 with that is one of those unique things. However, I think all this 5-0 talk. I mean, you've been up in Baltimore. That's a proud set of people there, and that's a proud team. And I think it was a lot of bulletin board material that you gave those guys shouting at 5-0 for the last month. And
I couldn't help it, Coach.
I think the scary part about the Wolfpack paying Baltimore now is that that if they weren't focused before, this definitely kind of, I think the bulletin board material of the 5-0 and hearing the 5-0, 5-0, 5-0, they're gonna they would take great pleasure in making it 5-1.
Oh yeah, I believe you. Like I said, I played up there. I know them. I know those type of guys. Especially Baltimore City at its core.
This is a city team.
Yeah, they are very proud. Proud gentlemen. Like, don't get them confused between Baltimore and DC. Like, you might get beat up. All right, you know what I'm saying. So it's a very very prideful. Okay, so
listen, the DC guys and the Baltimore guys, they jive now.
We jiving now? Because I know, man, you call if you mistaken one for another one, it used to be a problem, Coach.
No. I think from a football perspective, a lot of those guys, because we're so close, 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's right there. A lot
of those guys. Yeah, they play, they play together on different teams. Like, I got a bunch of guys on my team from Baltimore. I got like 15 guys from Baltimore on my team. And we have guys that go up there and help out certain teams up there. So I think from a football perspective, I think just the DMV as a whole, we got to root for Baltimore. No, that's like, of course, right? You got to stay equal, and you can't go too far to one side because we're hosting the event. But I mean, if we got to pick a winner on this,
if we got to pick a winner, Coach, I understand. Shout out to the DMV. Shout out to the DMV. I love my time up there. I've never, the best 7 years of my life was spent up in the DMV area. So I have no gripes about it. But I definitely can't wait to see this game play out. Moving on to the next matchup that we wanted to kind of talk about a little bit more in depth is I want to say this is your 2A national championship game.
Oh, yeah.
You have the Cincinnati Dukes against the New York Bandits. How did that come about? Putting those two teams together. You already know. I know everything about the Dukes that there is to know. But where does the New York Bandits stack up to what the Dukes bring to the table?
The Bandits are real. The Bandits are real. And I was talking to Slash. First things first, shout out to the Dukes and Slash. Slash is a good friend of mine, and he really, when he started this path to national dominance, I always got to say this about the Dukes. They did it the right way. They won their league, played in the tournament, lost, came back, did it again, lost, and then they came back, won, and then they won a national championship, and they just did the process. And the thing about doing the process the way they did, now they're ready, right? They're ready. They're ready to take on all challengers. They didn't skip a step. And there's something to be said about not skipping steps. So I just always got to give a shout out to the Dukes. So they're a perfect example of, let's go ahead and get it out the mud, and let's not skip anything so we can have that longevity. And that's what teams don't have these days. Longevity is a thing that's so missing in this game. You don't see a lot of 2-decade-long teams anymore because they want to skip steps. They want to rush to things, and they don't have everything set up. With that being said, Bandits, the knock on the Bandits throughout the whole year when we were doing the ranking boards is that they don't leave New York. They don't leave New York. So they had the record, but they didn't have that national look for people to see what type of brand of football they're playing. When they came to the Dirty Bowl and showed their butts and put on that performance, Coach Earl and crew wanted to send that message that just because our region is set up different than everybody else's, that doesn't mean we're not playing good football here. And that's how that matchup came to be. When I talk to the Bandits and their staff, I say, listen, right now you're on the outside looking in because you haven't shown a national look. This is nationals, not best in my neighborhood. So
better say it.
Come to Charlotte, show that you're a national team and your brand of football can compare to a Dukes, or compare to a Midwest Renegades or all the other great teams in the field. And then it becomes undeniable. They put on a performance that was undeniable at Dirty Bowl. We all saw it. And that's why they're there. The Dukes, of course, they won the 2A national championship last year. And I know, we have our rules and our write-ups, right? And they have 2 losses. But those 2 losses were against 2 of the best 3A teams in the country. And they were competitive in those games and had chances to win if the ball bounces left or right or doesn't skip, whatever the case may be. But they were competitive, really competitive in those games. And, a couple more pieces, maybe they'll win those games this year. So my thing was, let's go ahead and let them defend. And I think the board kind of agreed with that, despite the 2 losses, because they are the best 2A team in the country right now that the Bandits are trying to disprove.
Right. No, don't get me wrong. They lost the loss to the Ravens and the loss to the Rams. You're talking about, again, 2 of the top teams. The Motor City Rams just won the 3A national championship down to the USA Bowl, and you're talking about the Detroit Ravens, who also won their national game bowl as well. So, and I talked to guys from both teams, and they also said that the Dukes, we're for real. Like you said, if the ball goes one way or another, they have the talent and the skill to be able to play teams at that level. So I think it's a good thing that you guys were able to put them in a game against a up and coming, somebody who wants to knock that chip off their shoulder, take that 2A, best 2A national team off their to-do list. Going 3-peat is hard. They're already back to back. This will be a 3-peat. Winning, keeping the band together in pro advancement football is hard. The Dukes have been able to do that. So I'm glad that you guys were able to find somebody that would, even though it's a 2A game, it's not going to look like one. It's not going to be played like one.
Yeah,
this is going to be a well-played
game.
Yeah, and I think that's what I like about a lot of the matchups that you guys were able to put together, because frankly, we saw some matchup issues in some other bowls that were already taking place, and these games, like you said, they're supposed to be against two powerhouse teams, so that way when we get together, we get a game that we haven't seen before. And that doesn't mean one team blows out the other one. That means that we're going to get a good game for 60 minutes. Who has the ball last? Who makes the least mistakes? Who wins the turnover battle? Things of that nature. So, I mean, shout out to your
You're
committee
gonna have to
for
coach.
coming up with this one.
Yeah, you're gonna have to coach this game.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to coach. You're gonna have to coach. They got a bunch of great coaches over there on the Bandits. Yeah, Coach Black, who's really good. You Earl putting the team together as the GM, and then of
Earl's
course
in
you
the
got
chat right
Slash.
now.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
What's
Earl,
going
shout
on,
out to
good
Earl.
sir? What's going on, Earl? How you doing, brother? And then of course you got Slash and his crew over there, and I think the what's the word I'm looking for? What's going to determine this game. I mean, of course, you got the turnover battle, you got possession of the ball and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Can one team figure out the puzzle of the other team's offense? Slashing them, they throw that rock. They throw that rock.
And they got some boys that go up there and get it, coach.
They throw that rock, right? And they showed us how good they throw that rock last year when they won the 2A national championship, winning on I think it was 80-yard pass or something of that nature. It was a pretty play. They throw that rock. And the Bandits, they have a very diverse offense, and they adapt to what they need to win. And who's going to figure out the puzzle first, I think, is what's going to really determine how this game is played. And also what you said, Chris, who has the ball last? Who has the ball last? Because both teams got some playmakers, and it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a good game, and this is one I'm definitely looking forward to. And I think it's going to be close. It's hard to pick a winner on this one.
Our number one fan, Fred Smith, says Dukes by 12.
Dukes by 12.
Dukes by 12. Okay.
I mean, I'm rooting for the Dukes. I always root for history to be made. Three-peat. Trying to get those boys. It's hard to do, but I've definitely, from the information I gathered from you, also East Coast Locker Room kind of filled me in a little bit about the New York Bandits. I'm not sleeping on them. I think this is going to be a great matchup for them. I think it's going to be a great matchup. Speaking of the next matchup that we got going on, it's going to be your 3A national championship game. And that's with one of our sister leagues, the CFA, the Coastal Football Association. Shout out to our girls, Des, who is the owner of that league. She's on our front office board here at the PFA. Her Fayetteville Ducks are going to be taking on the Lockport. Oh, that's the wrong game. That's the Mustang. The Fayetteville Ducks. The Fayetteville Ducks are going to be taking on the Lockport Wildcats. Tell us how that game came to play. I know, like I said, I know about the Fayetteville Ducks. Of course, I know about the CFA and what Des has going over there. Great league, great champion that she's sending up there. But the Lockport Wildcats, I haven't seen too much about them. I haven't heard too much about these guys.
So Lockport is out of the NFA. The league has been around 20 plus years. They had some pretty good teams last year, but what kind of catapulted that league this year is because they took on a lot of GDFL teams this year, and won the games. Except for a few, a couple teams they didn't beat. I ain't gonna be a homer, so I ain't gonna say the teams. But but they took on a lot of GDFL teams this year, and they played a very new Northeast centric style of football, and it worked. They have a great quarterback who's has been around the block a few times, and his name's escaping me because it's Sunday. So don't charge it to my brain, not my heart. But they have a great quarterback play. The receiving core is probably one of the better receiving cores in the country. I mean, they really go. I don't know where New York State's finds all these receivers. I don't understand. Maybe they grow them on apple trees. I'm not sure. The orchards. I'm not really understanding where they find these receivers at, but they have a receiving core that is really good, and they just have a very great veteran quarterback, Willie Fair. There we go. They have a really
It was
great,
working. It was working in there, Coach.
It was working. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And they just play a really solid style of football, and their defense is just lights out. So and they just shot up the rankings this year because they just stayed impressive. They stayed impressive, and then they have a couple other teams in their league from last year that were pretty good as well. Broome County and teams like that really just, really battled it out this year in the Northeast. And the league is expanding this year because of the quality of teams that they had. Of course, Syracuse Strong joined the NFA. The Upstate Predators joined the NFA. The Buffalo Stampede joined the NFA. And, of course, these Capital City Seahawks joined the NFA. So, the league was strong last year. And, of course, that league is only going to get stronger this year with the addition of those teams. Then, of course, you got the Fayetteville Ducks. The Fayetteville Ducks have been on a tear. Their offense, Coach Walter Ford and crew from the CFA, they're just ripping stuff up. CFA always puts out a great product. Their champions are always well coached. Their champions always represent that Sunshine Bowl well, and I don't think this is going to be any different. Last year, Thundering Herd was able to come away with a win against the Texas Red Raiders. I mean, I'm telling you, the level of play out of the CFA is it's just outstanding. And so you add those Fayetteville Ducks and what they had to battle through to get to this game, and you take what the Lockport Wildcats had to get through to get to this game. I think this is one of the more unique games in the country because you'll never see these match up again. And these are definitely two top teams. And this game is going to come down to the one word: defense. Which one shows up? Which one shows up? Because both these teams can score. Both these teams have the quarterback. Both these teams have receivers. Both teams have experience. Both teams have solid lines. It's going to come down to who can stop who in those critical moments. And I'm not talking about touchdowns. I'm talking about that 3rd and 3. Who can make a play? We go for it on 4th down. Can you convert? Who has a kicker? This game is
I was just about to say that, Coach. It looks like you're going to who's bringing a kicker to Miami. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of those games. Who is going to show up in those critical moments? Again, I'm not talking touchdowns. I'm talking about the middle of the field, 20-20. Who's going to show up and make those stops? Because guess what? Both these offenses have scored. So is it going to be like last year, 42-40? When we had in the spring, or it's going to be like a few years back where we had, I think the score was 22-20. Like, these games are always close because it comes down to that. And I think this matchup, like I said, this is must see. This is a must see matchup because I don't think you will ever see it again. Like, this is not one of those ones that
I'm looking at the size of the Lockport. You said it's the Willie Fair. I'm looking at the picture you got on this. On the poster. Now, he looks like a pretty solid guy. He looks like a pretty big boy. You know what I mean? He looks like he looked like a quarterback. You know what I mean? Like,
he's just quarterback.
Like, he looked like, sometimes in this at this level, Coach, let's be honest, some people don't match up with the right position that they playing. I'm looking at him and I'm looking like, yeah, that's a quarterback. I'm looking at his posture, his size, he looked like he can sling that thing a little bit too.
I don't know where they grow the receivers from in New York State. And I'm just gonna put that out there. I'm gonna have to go ahead and do some testing or something. I don't know where they get them from because it seems like every team has them, like from Western New York where they're at all the way to New York City where Brooklyn Seminoles at. Like, how do all you teams have receivers like this? But anyway,
Willie Fair is a dude. Is that what someone?
Willie Fair. He said Willie Fair is a dude. He's basically saying he's that guy. He's saying he's that guy.
He is definitely, yeah. And like I said, this is one of those situations where you have experience all around. And again, it's going to come down to the defense. It's going to come down to the defense. Whoever defense shows up, and I'm not saying they're going to make a lot of stops. I'm talking about critical stops in those critical moments that are going to swing the game.
Now, I know
and who brings a kicker.
And who Brent listen. they be forgetting about that, coach.
Hey,
now the next matchup I know Brian was about. This is the graphic that Brian had up. We skipped to one. This is another big game that I know a lot of people are waiting to is the Kings Mountain against the Mustangs. And now I've heard nothing but great things about Mustangs out the MLF. Also, shout out to Kings Mountain again out of the Coastal Football Association. So that makes they have 2 in the game for you right there coming from that league. So shout out to Dej doing a great job over there. But how do these guys match up? Like I said, I'm hearing great things about this Mustang team. Great things.
So shout out to Dell and her CFA, and shout out to the MLF and all the teams in the MLF because that's my league. So every year, me and my sister got to put some teams up, and we got to see who's better. We got to duke it out. She won last year. It's okay. So we, and then we came back in the spring, and the DMV got her Commandos. So we're right back at it like we ain't never left. And I just look forward to these matchups because, the loser got to buy dinner.
Ruth Chris, anybody? Ruth Chris? Okay.
I mean, I gotta Dell, if you watching, let's up that ante, you know what I'm saying? And, we usually get we usually get Korean barbecue, but I'm thinking Ruth Chris might be the way. But no, seriously, both teams are really good. Both teams were runner-ups in their respective leagues, and I would like to say a term we use around here, they messed that money up. Yeah, they messed that money up. Kings Mountain had an opportunity to beat Fayetteville.
I watched that game
at the end.
I did watch that. Great game.
Yeah, and then the Mustangs, they dominated the season. I think they had maybe one close game during the course of the regular season in the playoffs, and they fell asleep in the championship game. Baltimore was on something different. I told you, that's a proud bunch. So when they see zeros, something about that 0 on your record, they just feel like they need to take that from you, So, and that's what happened. Mustangs kind of fell asleep at the wheel, thinking it was in the bag because they beat them earlier in the season. I think they beat them like 24-6 or something like that. So they were
feeling themselves. Yeah.
A little bit. Well, my dad would say, "You smelling yourself, son. You're smelling yourself." So, with them kind of falling asleep, they really, Mustangs, they really just, took that to heart and took that onto themselves. And they just decided, you know what, let's join the tournament, win the tournament, and let's get to the Sunshine Bowl and prove that 1L is admiration. They're not that L. They're the 10 games they won and not the L. So that's what they're on for this weekend. They have a great quarterback and Twist. Look at Twist, picture at Twist Lucas. Another
I'm looking at it right now. He looked like
that's a quarterback.
He looked like Jalen Hurts. He looked like
that's more like Cam Newton when you stand next to him.
He's that tall? He's that tall? Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, Bruce. Yeah, Bruce put a chat. They won 20-8. Sorry, Bruce. I couldn't remember the score off the top of my head.
That's a big guy, man. Cam is like a tight end.
Yeah, Cam's a big boy. He can sling the ball. He can throw every pass in a route tree. So I mean, they have a guy there, and that they believe in and trust. And he 9 times out of 10, obviously, he's going to get the job done. So this matchup is one of those matchups where who can impose their will, because Kings Mountain, they're going to come lock, stop, and they have something to prove as well, because they messed that money up. And that's just the worst feeling when you walk off the field and say, like, you know what? Oh my God, if I just had a, and it's those 1 or 2 things that they're searching for right now. You saw them at Dirty Bowl. They dominated at Dirty Bowl. And really put on a show for the country. And with that domination, they just show like, hey, we are here. And so this matchup is who's going to impose their will. Who's going to show up to play? Who's going to stop who? I think this game comes down to balance. Who's going to be the most balanced team? Who's going to run the ball? Because that's one thing you don't see from either team a lot. Who can control that line of scrimmage and run the ball? I mean, both these teams, this is a 50-50 matchup. You really, no matter who you pick as your pick for this game, you're not wrong until 60 minutes goes off the clock, because there's justification to pick either team.
Now the next thing that we want to talk about, see, Tommy, you didn't miss it. You're up right now.
You didn't miss it, Tommy.
I wasn't sure. I didn't think we talked about the Predators game, but
you're up right now, Tommy. I'm glad you're here. So the Upstate Predators make it down to Sunshine Bowl. Tell me about the matchup that they have going on. I'm trying to bring it up now.
Carolina Chiefs.
There it is. Okay. I had Chiefs in my head. I just didn't know where they were from again.
They're from Carolina Chiefs versus the Upstate Predators. So this is one of those matchups where we wanted something unique. We wanted something really unique because both these teams are coming off seasons again where they came up short. They were runner-ups in both their leagues, especially with the Predators. The Predators wanted an opportunity to prove that their brand of football, again, that Western New York style of football, is something to be rival. Again, where are they getting these receivers from?
It's a big state.
Yeah,
another big state.
I don't understand it. And they had a controversial win versus the Seahawks, but we don't want to talk about that right now. But then they went up to Syracuse and dominated Syracuse. And then they lost a game, I think 7-6 or something like that, against Racine. The Predators are real. Again, they came to DC, controversial. I don't want to talk about it right now. Win against us. But then they went on to really, like I said, dominate Syracuse. And then, like I said, what they did against Racine hasn't had that done to them in the last 2-3 years, where someone played them neck and neck and made Racine play 60 minutes of football. So what they're going to bring. The Carolina Chiefs, I believe they're out of the CFA. Reason why, we wanted them to have a unique matchup is because, they came to Spring Nationals where it was a weird situation where team, I'm going to put them out there. The Tennessee Ducks, don't ever play for the Tennessee Ducks, anybody. But the Tennessee Ducks, the owner paid the money. He had guys come to Charlotte, and he didn't show up.
Wow.
He didn't show up. He had guys out there. Yeah, left them hanging. And so it kind of messed up the Carolina Chiefs game. So, we couldn't leave them hanging like that. So instead of trying to reschedule a game on some off time or, doing something funky like that, we said, you know what? We'll see you in Miami. And they said, you know what? That sounds great to us. So they ended up in Miami via, that way. And I said, we had to really think about who could they play that's going to be fair competition, because again, they're preparing for a spring season. And, we're really stickler on roster. So both teams can be free to recruit the way they need to recruit. We put this matchup together so they can, put their rosters up. There will be no roster restrictions for this particular game. And I think both teams did submit. Both teams submitted their rosters, and they get to play a little bit with less restrictions because this is one of those specialty matchups. And I think it's going to be explosive because both teams can. Like, the unique thing about this field of Sunshine Bowl games, including this game, is all these teams can score. And you don't always get that. A lot of the times, especially with our level of football, you get teams that are more apt for defense, and they play a really good brand of defense. But if I'm looking at this field here, Kings Mountain, Mustangs, Phantoms, Wolfpack, Predators, Chiefs, Wildcats, Ducks, Dukes, Bandits, Renegades, Hornets, all these teams have offense. And I think that's what's going to be the beauty about this game and the beauty about this particular set of games this year and makes it so unique. These teams can score. You will see points this weekend. Oh, shoot. Yeah. You'll see points next weekend. You'll see points on Saturday and Sunday, and that's what's going to be so exciting. That's what's exciting about this game. That's what's exciting about all 6 games. You're going to see points. I doubt, I could be wrong because we're making predictions here, but I'll doubt you'll see an 8-6 game this weekend or 14-12. I doubt it. Like
nobody's packing defenses, coach. Nobody's packing a defense.
I think they're going to pack them. They coming, but I mean, how championship games go. Maybe that first half we'll get some solid. But that second half,
couple jabs, just some jabs out there.
You know what I'm saying? Get in there, But that second half, I just feel like teams are gonna just figure it out. I mean, and the coaching staffs. Oh my God, the coaching staffs for these teams. Oh man, I can't wait to just talk with all these coaches, shake their hands, pick their brains a little bit. I mean, that's the beauty about this event. You see all these different coaches, all these different players from all these different areas. You get to talk to these coaches, meet these guys, and now you can create those connections, and maybe you want to play a game out in DC. You come talk to me. You want to play a game out in New York. You got Coach Earl now. You want to play a game out in Baltimore. You got Coach Fats. You got all these different coaches that you didn't have access to before, and you really create a great community of football because at the end of the day, it's about competition, and these are the teams that want it. These are the teams that want competition. None of these teams had it handed to them. All these teams want competition. So you want to be around other coaches that want the same thing. These coaches want competition. These players want competition. Mm-hmm. And that's the beauty of it. Like Tommy bugged the crap out of us. We want to play in Miami. No, Crow, you're not listening. We got to show the country. We want to play in Miami. Hey, GDFL doesn't allow us to do that. I'm not hearing anything you're saying, Crow. We want to play in Miami.
Hey man, shout out for disrespecting the rules on that one too, Tommy. Shout out for that. Okay? Shout out for that.
I want comp. Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. I love it that these teams want comp. And guess what? We're gonna see who the best is this weekend. I promise you, these are gonna be like any other one that we've had. It's the 25th year. We got unique matchups. Ain't no same region teams playing each other. You can't go around the corner to find these matchups. You're going to have to come in, play ball, watch your film, and be humble. Oh, my goodness, be humble.
Hey, did we talk about the Renegades or the Renegades and the Hornets game?
We're hitting that up right now.
Okay. All right.
See, everybody pipe down. Hey, I appreciate everybody in the chat right now. Appreciate you for tuning in, for tapping in for the segment of the Sunshine Bowl. But just a little bit ahead of yourself. But we right here. We right now. The next matchup we definitely was going to talk about.
I was just looking out.
No, you're fine. I seen it just like you did. I said, hey man, they are thirsty.
I'm looking at it too.
I'm like, they are thirsty. But no, listen. Next game that we definitely want to talk about is the Hornets against the Renegades. Renegades have been, in my opinion, on a tear. They've been the talk of the nation. I mean, in this part of the Midwest, at least they've been the talk of the town. Okay, so how does this matchup go? You know what I'm saying, hand in hand. I mean, of course, I'm gonna ride with the Midwest, but tell me a little bit more about these Hornets.
So the Hornets, out of the CCFL, have been knocking at the door. I mean, I'm talking about knocking. They've been losing championship games to the Catawba Hornets. And if you know anything about Catawba, they've been dominant at nationals. I'm actually surprised they didn't win the tournament. Well, I'm not surprised, but I thought they would do a little bit better in the tournament. But they got knocked off by the Mustangs. So Mustangs are real, I told you. But Catawba has been dominating that league, and the Hornets have been like, listen, we got to do something about it. And they did it the right way. They recruited, they coached, changed up some things in their playbook, and then they got over the hump. But it was one of those situations where they had 2 losses that were very controversial, and we don't get into the league in the middle of the league politics. They explained it. Yeah, we don't care. We don't care. It's 9-2, my boy. It's 9-2. That's what it is. Your league made their decision, so we're going to respect it. So they were another team that was on the outside looking in without the Dirty Bowl. So, because they had to show people that they weren't at 9-2, and they wanted to do it the right way. So they came to Dirty Bowl and dominated Flint Fury. Oh my goodness, they beat
in a
awful.
BTA fashion of no other.
Oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting that one, but yeah, they dominated Flint.
I feel like I was in a Rocky movie, Coach. Throw in the damn towel.
So they dominated Flint, something serious, and showed that they were amongst the country's best. Union County actually feels like if it wasn't for those two controversial L's on their record, they would be playing the Dukes.
Got you.
They feel that strongly. And that's what makes this matchup so intriguing, because they feel like they're playing in the game they shouldn't be playing in. And that's what they're out to prove.
Got you.
Oh, Big Chip. Why you think they beat Flint like that?
Man.
Why you think, like, let it take your foot off the gas. No.
Please, man. No. Yeah. No.
No. And because we have our owners brief, and they asked, what do we got to do to show who we are? And I said, you got to be impressive. And they took it to heart. And like I said, they really, like, in their heart of hearts, feel like they should not be playing in this game. And they're out to prove it against the Renegades. And of course, the Renegades, we all know what they've been doing. And the Renegades, it wasn't for the Bandits being as impressive they were at Dirty Bowl. The Renegades were in the early voting going to be playing the Dukes for the national championship. It was, when I say it was, like, we could reverse these matchups and still be good. It was that close for both squads. And I think what happened, with the Bandits, doing what they had to do, it kind of gave them a little bit of the edge at the end. But the Renegades are real. We know they're real. We got two real teams here. I think this game is going to come down to who packs their offensive line.
Okay.
Who packs their offensive line? Who's going to dominate in those? This is a trenches game. This particular game is in the trenches. Whoever wins the trenches is going to win the game. That is flat out. Looking at film on both these teams, it's going to come down to trench play. Union County, I see their line to me is a little small, but they're mobile. They can get upfield. They can get to those second levels of blocks. The Renegades line I saw is a little bit bigger than theirs, in my opinion. And I think if they can get that get that mauling style, just dominate physically, so who's going to bring their line? And I'm not talking about the guy that you think can play that or he's filling in for a game. I'm talking about your starting five. Got to bring your starting five. This is a starting five type of game. This is a game.
Members only.
Yeah, members only. And it's also one of those games where I'm probably going to be on the field, because this is one of those games where both teams, again, they both playing with a chip, because the Renegades feel like they should be in the national championship game too. So both teams are going to be playing to say, hey, Sunshine Bowl, next year, we're here. Screw the Dukes. We here. So I think they're playing for not just now, but they're playing for the future. And to show everybody, yeah, the Dukes are now, but that's about to end. And both teams are playing to prove that, I think, this weekend, that, they're next. And ain't no denying it. And Duncan says he got dates. Anyway,
hey, we're gonna plug. We're gonna plug.
He got dates.
We'll put that one later.
An hour later, we're gonna plug, Coach. But now we got one more. Yeah. I think it's one more. You got one more game left, right? One more game, one more matchup that we got left. Am I missing any?
I think that's all of them.
Was that all of them? That's everybody.
Yep.
I know you got three on Sunday. You got 3 on Saturday, 3 on Sunday. How can we as a community, football community, how can we view these games? Where do we go to view these games?
We got the best streamer in the country. Score 58. Best streamer in the country. You can't convince me otherwise. We're going to have the drone. We're going to have 2 sideline cameras. We're going to have the booth camera. We're going to have announcers on the PA. We're going to have commentary live. Score 58. We're going to post the links. I think the games are like $8 or $9, something slight. Get in, put it on the big screen, enjoy the games. And I know a lot of people say it's a money grab. No, trust me, we can't afford Score 58 without the pay-per-view.
Listen, I respect the hey, look, I respect the price you just gave because I don't want to put no names out there, but $20 was a little oversteeping. You know what I'm saying? Per game was a little oversteeping.
Yeah.
I pay $8-9, coach. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah. We listen, for us, I mean, this is America, and of course everybody wants to make a few coins and stuff like that. But our motivation is to kind of give back to the game. So our thing is, at the end of the day, we want to get the stream paid for. And then what we want to do, I don't think we're going to do it. We're going to be able to do it this time. But for spring, we want to get it to a point where we're getting the sponsorships in. The teams are adding their sponsorships in. And then these commercials and things that we do during the broadcast, we can start giving these money back to the teams. We know it's expensive. $900 to get in the thing. You got to travel and stuff like that. So Score 58 gives us all the bells and whistles we need to have that professional broadcast where you can then, as a team or league, put your advertisement there. So you can charge, and again, it doesn't come to us. That money's going to come to you once we pay the streamer. So we're trying to get it so that it's so professional that folks want to deal with us. So I think we have a couple sponsors that are coming on and doing some things with us for this one. But moving forward, yeah, we want the team sponsor. Even if you're not playing, hey, listen, you want to throw, you've seen this stream, you've seen the broadcast. If you want to plug your league, hey, if you want to plug your sponsor and he wants to give you $400-500, all right, what's going to cost maybe $100 to Score 58? They get their money. They get their money.
Yeah, Dunk already asking for a commercial. I was about to ask for myself, but I mean,
Dunk, give me a call. We're gonna work that out. We're gonna work that out. But they get their money. You get your money from your sponsor, and everybody wins. Everybody is good. So that's what we're trying to. Like I said, we're gonna do a little bit of it this one, but for the spring one, we plan on making it more robust and kind of getting at it earlier because again, we know it's expensive, and if we ever get to the point where we can give back to the teams, or at least it's not make it so expensive because we know it's expensive. Take something off the top, then that's what we're willing to do. We just need folks to do the work. Again, this doesn't come because me or Sean or anybody else on the board does it. This comes from the owners. Like, be that owner and get us the information. And we had a few teams already on the Lockport. They sent in their stuff. It's a few teams that did it this time, so we're gonna see how it works out. Beta test it, and then going into the spring nationals, we're gonna have this thing rolling. You know what I'm saying? So we can go ahead and really just kind of, like I said, just kind of take something off it, or just give something back at the end. Something. We're just, we're trying to be innovative every year. And just do something a little bit different every year, and just be ahead of the curve every year, and then work with some of our partners to do that, and the league partners. We have a great set of league partners that participate every year, including the CFA, PFA, MLF, ECFA, just to name a few. Our leagues over in Cali, we're bringing them on this year. Arizona Diamond League, we just have a lot of great league partners, and hopefully this year, and I'll let you out on a little secret, we're working on the Northwest. We have some great guys up in that Oregon area, Seattle, Washington State area. They got some great leagues out there, Spokane and all those guys over there. We've been working with them, and hopefully for next Sunshine Bowl in the spring. Last year we had a team from Phoenix. Year before that we had a team from Cali. So this year we're looking to maybe we can see if they're playing the right type of ball. What I'm saying, and do some things like that. So we're really just trying to expand the game and this and be the standard, the standard for this level of football, and let's have some fun. And real quick, while I got you, shout out to all the teams that won in Daytona. Shout out to the teams that won in Orlando. Congratulations on your win. You guys for Sunshine Bowl, your wins, who you played will be tallied up just like the games we have here. And then when we come out with our final ranking, it's going to be based off of the whole thing. We don't pick and choose. If you played in a bowl game, if you played in someone's national championship, we're going to rank it just like we do every other game. If a league had the NFE had a better national championship game than we did, guess what? We're going to tally it as that. So congratulations to all you guys. But we're also going to look at the process of how you got there. So just FYI on that. We're going to look at the process of how you got there. And if you got there on some mess, we're going to tally that in. If you got there on some hard work, we're going to tally that in.
I can't help but respect y'all rankings, Coach Crow. I don't mean to cut you off, but I can't help because everybody. There's so many rankings that come out, and some of them. Let's just be quite honest. They BS, man. They straight BS. They watered down. They living off of old dreams. They're not current to what's happening now, and so teams are placed in different spots that they should be higher. They're lower. Teams that are higher should definitely not be where they're sitting at. It's getting out of hand. But I can definitely say between you, National Players Association, he does his homework. They're solid, man. They're solid, and I can actually say, I can look at you guys' rankings and say, okay, this is what is happening right now, instead of being like, this is based off of past seasons. You know what I mean? I'm just getting sick of that. It's starting to get out of hand.
So I like the National Players Association because they have a different formula of how they get there. However, it's a solid formula that we can respect. Yeah, we may have some differences here and there, but they're not so different that you'd be like, what? Nah. And I think that's the beauty about having great folks in the game and other great minds in the game, because there's a check and balance, right? So when they first came out, NPA came out with their rankings, they had everybody jumbled up. Now they have a separation, right? They learn from us, and I appreciate, I love that. And then they did a couple things, how they got the players involved. We learned from them, and that's how you make things better. So I don't, a lot of people want to, play my thing is better than your thing. I don't want to play that game. What I want to say is, how can I help make you better? How can you make us better? And how can we kind of split the difference? I'm not saying ours will never be the same because they have a different way of going about getting them, but we shouldn't be here and they here. We should be more like right in here, right in here. Maybe we disagree on the number one team in the country, but our number one shouldn't be their number 12. So, that don't make no sense. What are you looking at? You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't. Yeah. Or you got two teams that are basically the same team, but one is spring and one is summer, and you got them no, that don't make any sense. It's the same guys. They'll never play each other. Let's be smart about this. And these are the type of things that we gotta, that I really want the game to get away from. When I played, I'm telling my age a little bit, we traveled. When I played, we played calm. We didn't look like, I hated a gimme game. I hated those gimme games because those are the games I got hurt. Be honest with you. Those are the games I took a bruise. Someone tackled me wrong and I'm limping for the next week. Nah, give me a game where someone's going, where the comp is going to be there and they're well coached and we got to actually play some good football. And, and I think the game needs to get back to that. It's too many folks create new leagues and doing this because they mad or because a decision didn't go their way, stuff like that. That's not the way it should go. If you leave a league, it's because you should leave a league because the league is not providing what you need, that they're not providing what fits your team vision as far as progression. Not because you didn't win a game. It's the league doing marketing. Is the league marketing, advertising for it? Are they providing great structure? Are the bylaws making sense? Are they giving league payout? Do the players get something for their money? Are you streaming games? What does your championship trophy look like? Where are you putting the finances? I'm not mad about anybody making money. It's America. You should make money. But if you make, say you pull in 45 grand for your league, cool. You shouldn't spend 40 on yourself. Right?
That part.
You shouldn't spend 40 on yourself. I'm not saying don't make no money. What I'm saying is do what the league needs to be prosperous. And then if there's some money that you can hand out to your commissioners and, your staff and stuff like that, absolutely do that, because for time is money, money is time. But come on, you got to take care of your league first and take care of the teams in it. And that's why you should leave the league, not because, you didn't win a championship. And now all of a sudden you can build a better will. No, you can't. Goodyear does a good job. We don't need another Goodyear. What we need, is you to pick the right tire for your car.
Right. Well, Coach, we appreciate you coming on again this week and talking about the games, the Sunshine Bowl. We know you got a party to get to, so
Super Bowl party starts in a minute. Yeah, we're looking at the Eagles. I want the Eagles today.
All right. Well, we'll get you on again and soon, and good luck at the Sunshine Bowl this weekend. And hope it all goes well. We know it will. So we'll catch up with you soon.
Betty T. Ferguson High School, Betty T. Ferguson Rec, Saturday, Sunday, 15, 16 February. Come to the games if you're in Miami. If not, get on that stream. Don't pirate the stream. Support us, but support your brand. Support what you do. Love y'all. Appreciate what y'all do. I'm about to go watch the Super Bowl.
Thanks, have a good night, sir. That was Coach James Crowell, owner and coach of this Seahawks, and also the co-chairman of the Sunshine Bowl. That kicks off Sunday. And we're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with Jeffrey Botts from the Wolfpack. And we'll be right back after this MFOC video.
There you go, buddy. Right. And we're back. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. What you just saw was the commercial that we have going right now for the MFOC clinic. It's going to go down Sunday, March 30th in Cincinnati, Ohio. Breaking news about the event. This is big news, mind you. We are going to have 4 games, but this year, instead of all the games happening at 12, we're going to have 2 games start at 12 and 2 games start at 2:30. So now there are going to be double headers going on. I can't wait. Last year I only got to see 1 game, which was cool. It was great. It was in Nippert Stadium, one of the historic Nippert University of Cincinnati Stadium. But I wanted to watch more football. So this year the rundown will be there. We're going to be able to give you a double header. The matchups are ridiculous. You're going to have the Motor City Rams, our PFA 3A champ, going against none other than the Indy Bison. Classic matchup. We're starting the season off with a big bang. Then you're going to have the Hawks against the Ohio Broncos, a PFL team, which they played against each other last year in the MFOC as the Bucks and the Pit Bulls, but different teams, new organizations, new branding. It's going to be a buzz. Then you're going to have FCP Flag City Phantoms going up against the Mid-Ohio Patriots. That's going to be a great game. And then you have our 2A champion, the Wolfpack, is going to be playing against the Circle City Warhawks out of the MDFL, I do believe.
Yep.
So great matchups that day. You do not want to miss it. More about the streaming is going to be coming soon. Like I said, the rundown will be there for the games that are going to be held at the University of Cincinnati. The 2 games held there, we will have them live streamed from our webpage. So you definitely want to go. If you're not right now, subscribe to our page, follow our YouTube, follow the Facebook, so you won't miss out on the action, especially Indy Bisons versus Motor City Rams. You're not going to want to miss it. Again, that is all taking place Sunday, March 30th. Okay, mark your calendar. Sunday, March 30th, MFOC clinic. This is our second year providing the teams for this clinic where referees get their licensing for Division 1, 2, and 3 referees, and as far as also including, the referee cams, the challenge cameras. They also do that as well. Also in attendance will be scouts from Big 10, Pac-12, all I can't remember the whole name, but there's also going to be scouts from other colleges there at these events. So you might want to put your best foot forward. I know it's only a month away, but if you haven't gotten to the gym, get in the gym. Okay, get yourself together, get prepared, get your jerseys together. Iron them out like it's the first day of school. Present yourself. Present yourself in a great way. It's going to go down. I can't wait. I'm gonna be there. Brian, are you going to be at the MLC clinic?
I probably won't be able to make it this year.
Oh, so you're gonna I'm gonna hold it down for us because Brian held it down for us in Florida. I couldn't make it, so I'm gonna hold it down for us in the MFLC clinic. So you'll see my face everywhere. Hopefully, we can also get some interviews with some of the referees at the MFOC clinic this year. We have buku access. Shout out to our director of referees, Andy Hamilton, who set this all up, who's been the head of this for the PFA.
Yes,
he does a great job.
Shout out to Andy. Our next guest will be playing in the Sunshine Bowl down in Miami next weekend and is a member of the PFA 2A champs, the Northern Kentucky Wolfpack. Please welcome Jeffrey Botch to the show. Jeffrey, first off, thanks for joining us to talk about the show. Sorry you kept you waiting a little long. Coach Pro gets into his conversations pretty deeply. And second, congratulations on the bid to Miami playing the Sunshine Bowl next weekend and versus the Baltimore Phantoms. So how are you doing and how's the preparation for the game going so far?
I'm doing great. The team overall, we're doing well. We've been getting into practices and stuff. I think we've looked well as far as like just getting prepared. I know we have a couple guys that do a lot of traveling, so it's kind of hard for some of those guys to consistently be there. But all in all, I mean, we've made the best with what we have and what we're doing. I'm confident going into the game. Honestly, I think, the biggest thing from last year for us was our offense developing a little bit more as, time's gone on this offseason. And we look good. We brought on a guy that plays the quarterback position well with Reese, and, he's coming over there and, asserting himself as the player that he is, and he's doing great. Our defense, I personally believe that our defense is one of the best defenses in semi-pro, and I'll argue that with anybody. We don't need all the household names and stuff like that. We got guys that just show up and play football, and they give you 110% every play. And I'm really looking forward to this, honestly, and the team that we play.
Now, let me ask you this. We have a target on our back, all right? Everybody knows this. We went 5-0. You guys are going to make 6-0. The team Baltimore Phantoms is not a team to play with. They are going to come to try to make that 5-1.
Right.
What are you guys doing? You let a little sauce out the bag there a little bit. I knew y'all had a new quarterback. I wasn't going to put him out there like that. You know what I'm saying?
Let him know. That's okay.
But, y'all got a new quarterback, coming in. What else have you guys been trying to do to solidify our dominance this national championship series to go 6-0, man? We need you.
Honestly, I am very impressed and very happy with how things have been for the PFA. I mean, I like what has been being built and everything that it's morals. And within our league, I think our league is very competitive. Personally, I think the teams that we consistently play week in and week out has prepared us for the team that we're about to play. We haven't played anybody that's not worthy of an opponent, being an opponent. We've beat some of the best teams in semi-pro. Yeah, we went up to Baltimore and played the Ravens, but I mean, I personally didn't get to play. I was injured, but I mean, we traveled bad. But I mean, we showed up and we show out the best we can. But we're not scared to play them or anybody, quite frankly. And I mean, they do things that are well. I've watched film and done my up and study, and they're a good football team. But I'm confident in what we have, and I just think that what's going to separate us from anybody else that we play is we're tough. We're tough from every position. Every guy gives 110%, and I mean, we've added some great pieces that just fill in and mesh well with what our roster already was. And to be honest, I don't think it's going to be. I don't think we're going to slouch and just let somebody come and walk all over us. That's for sure.
That's good to hear.
So, Jeff, jumping ahead a little bit to let's talk about the season. We got a couple months. It's going to go pretty quick, but what games on the schedule for the Wolfpack are you looking forward to the most to play coming up in the regular season?
Honestly, I hope that I haven't really looked into our final schedule. I don't know if it was completed yet or not fully. I know I've seen and heard some of the games that were in talks. I'm excited to hopefully play this Hawks team, with the Bucks, kind of most of their guys transitioning over. They're making a new face because, that's that like animosity between the city. A lot of us play together other areas and have been friends and stuff for so long. I think that's going to be a very intense game. I think the Phantoms, hopefully playing them again. I know not to poke jokes or nothing. We beat them pretty good both times, but I mean, they're a great football team and it's shown everywhere else. So, I mean, playing them again would be nice. The Pirates, I know they want to get back at us. I wish the Dukes would play us. I know some of them guys are in here. We've been fighting and working to get them on our roster, on our schedule. It'd be nice if we went and played them. And I enjoy playing teams like the Baltimore Ravens, even if they're not on our roster or anything, because I like playing those upper echelon teams and teams that have been self-proven already, and they don't have to really prove what they're doing and what they got going forward. And we're a young team and a new team trying to, show who we are and what we're capable of. And,
Now, are you speaking about Lamar Jackson? Because they in Detroit. It's the Detroit Ravens.
Detroit, my bad.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
I'm just messing with you.
No, I seen the comment too. I just was waiting. I forgot. My bad. But
now, speaking of the season coming up, you're going to end up meeting the old little rival called FCP. Are you looking forward? They bounced a little bit in the offseason. Now they're coming back. Are you looking forward to meeting up with them again?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's going to be a good game. I mean, everybody's looking to get better and add pieces. And what a team was last year essentially might not be at all close to what they are the next season with just how players move, and teams are always looking to improve. So, I mean, I think it's going to be a good game. I know they got a chip on their shoulder trying to come back for it, but I mean, I just don't. I'm not scared to play him. I'm excited to play him, but I ain't scared to play him.
That's awesome. We definitely look forward to that rematch. Let's see, I'm looking at your schedule now. That's on May 31st. So that's pretty quick into the season. So, I don't know if you visit the PFA website or not, Jeff, but we have a poll up that asks who's going to win the 2A and the 3A championship, and you guys are the Hawks. They got the Hawks winning it, and you guys are the close second. So we look forward to seeing the good competition between all the teams this year and who's going to get to that championship. But we know that it's Sunday and the Super Bowl is coming on, so we're gonna let you go and you can get back to it. And we wish you the best of luck coming this weekend in Miami. I know Commissioner Duncan's going to be down there, so you guys, good luck and bring that win home. Make it 6-0, buddy.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you guys again. Thank you.
Yep. Have a good night. That was Jeff Botts of the Northern Kentucky Wolfpack, and Chris, it's exciting times, man. It's exciting times.
Listen, it's
It's
exciting times,
February, and we got
man.
pro advancement football happening in the Midwest, coming down to Miami. It was in Florida a couple of weeks ago. The weather is perfect. It's 80 degrees outside. It's probably going to be beautiful in Miami next weekend. So these teams that are coming from the ice tundra of the Midwest and the upper East Coast should enjoy that sunshine. Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, you've got the MFOC coming up in just a month, and then some preseason matchups, and then after that, we got the season kicking off. So it's going to be full.
Oh yeah, speaking of season, Brian, man, that's why you see you be in my head. Shout out to the Michigan Bills, man. Shout out to the Michigan Bills, Mikey Anderson and them boys. They just solidified a new home field at Pontiac High School. Great field. Excuse me. They're going to have access to locker rooms, concession stands, the works. Shout out to them. Coach Wendell Jefferson is over there now as the OC, man. Shout out to the Michigan Bills being able to secure A+ field for the season, man. Great job. They got some new logos coming out. I can't wait to put them up there. And they're doing big things over there with Mikey and Bills Mafia. Speaking of which, we got the chat going right now. We got a little bit of time. You know, we'll spare, man. What's going on with the chat, man? Talk to us. We talk back. If you got any questions, I mean, shout out to the Dukes. I see they pretty thick in here. My man Can't Guard Mike. I see my man Devin is in here, man. Y'all better go up to Florida and do the dang on thing. Who else is in here? That's Thomas Burt, man. Shout out to you from the Wolfpack. Levi, I see you in the chat, man. Shout out to you as well from the Wolfpack. If you are in the chat, man, and you play on the pro advancement team, put your team in the chat, man. Shout them out so we can shout you out. We want to talk to you, man. Any questions from the chat? Shout out to my man Fred. He's always loyal.
We're his Timu guys right here. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Love Fred, man. Gotta love
life,
Fred.
Timu for life, Fred.
Also, I seen Sammy was on here earlier, man. Shout out to Sammy, our guy from the mental health podcast show, man. Make sure y'all check him out on Mondays for Mental Health Mondays. Him and East Coast Locker Room are teaming up for that. So make sure y'all tap in with him. We definitely will be sharing the link as far as that is concerned. But yeah, chat, man. What's going on, man? What's going on? Let me see what we got going on in here.
Mike, I said. Is it true that you're going to the Bison to play this year, buddy? Is that?
Hey, I heard that, man. Little birdie told me that. I didn't want to make it public yet, but I heard that the band is splitting up.
It's been public. It's been on Facebook, man.
Well, I mean, I didn't want to, listen, let's be honest. It's not made set in stone unless we say it. So I seen it on Facebook, but it's like anything else, it's a rumor. Okay, until I see him in an Indy Bison jersey, okay, I'm not fitting to believe it. But I have heard speculation that, one of the most dominant receivers in 2A football is moving up, as he should.
Regardless if he's on the Duke still or the Bison, he still hasn't volunteered to come on the show to talk to us. So I'm not sure if I'm a fan or not.
You gotta be a fan. Shout out to Gary Young, Racing Raiders, National Player of the Year, light work, just light work, nothing too major for somebody of Gary's attributes, nothing too major. Shout out to him and the Racing Raiders. Appreciate you tapping in. Fred, I hope they do lock in to this national championship game they got coming up, because if they don't, they're not gonna have a three-peat, man. They're not gonna have a three-peat. Okay. So, that's why I said I didn't say nothing.
Hey, well, I'm sorry.
Mike just said I'm focused on the national championship. And you're signed to the Dukes until then. That's why I didn't say nothing.
My apologies.
Speculations. Okay.
All right. So while we have the Racine Raiders, we're talking about if anybody wants to go to the PFA website, www.theplayersfootballassociation.com, go on there and you'll see two polls. Who will win the 3A and the 2A championship? Right now, like I said, the Cincinnati Hawks are favorite right now. This is preseason, of course.
Mike hey man, hold on. Mike trying to get on. Keep on talking. I'm about to see if I can get Mike on here real quick.
Here, you got the link. And the Racine Raiders are favorite 26 votes, or 43% of people think the Racine Raiders are going to win the 3A championship. So go on there and vote. And also we have the preseason rankings up. Take a look at those, and we hope that it's going to be a shakeup. We like to see shakeups in the rankings, so we look forward to that.
Man, we like to see any type of shakeup in the
Jeff's
rankings.
on already, Brett.
Everybody wants, or thinks that Racine is going to come in and dog walk the conference. Let's just say what it is. They think Racine is going to come in and dog walk the conference.
And we don't know. That could be true.
I mean, it could be true, but I mean, it also could be true that, dogs don't like the winner either. But you still got to find out. Okay? Right. So, hey, Mike, I just sent you a link in your messenger, man. Tap in. So, listen, at the end of the day, respect to Racine and respect to my champion, the Motor City Rams, you have to play the games. Okay? You got to line up. You got to show up. You got to play. So, I mean, trust me, everything that the PFA has going on paper, as far as the teams, their resumes, it looks outstanding. Like I said, we are the League of Champions right now. But these champions got to still line up with each other. Indy's trying to come in and raise hell. Okay? You understand me? They trying to come in and they think they got a shot too. So at the end of the day, as from a football player's perspective, you gotta line up, brother. You got to line up. You know what I'm saying? Paper don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? Pressure bust pipes.
Is Mike able to jump on so we can talk to him real quick?
I think if I sent him the link.
Okay.
I sent him the link. So if you see him the thing.
Shout
out to Jimmy. Shout out to my man Jimmy Melton. Shout out to my man Jimmy Melton, the owner and coach of the Ohio Broncos. He will be at the MFOC clinic representing for the PAFL. Also, shout out my man Jermaine Cameron, owner of the PFL, my homeboy. Known him for many years, man. Shout out to him. The Broncos are on the mission. But paper looks great for everyone. It's the product that matters. That's what I'm saying, Jimmy. See, Jimmy, we cut from the same cloth. You know what I'm saying? We cut from the same cloth.
We do have a special guest. I guess Mike decided he wanted to come on the show finally after almost 2 years. So we're going to bring
you gonna do him like that, though, Brian?
one of the best 2A receivers in the Midwest, Mr. Can't Guard Mike. Clay, Clay, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
What's up, Mike? How you doing,
Mike?
And,
what's
congratulations
good?
on the bid to go down to Florida again as the defending champions in the Cincinnati Dukes. And how you feeling about the game, man?
I'm feeling great. You know me, I can't wait for it. I love big games like this. It gets me very excited. So I'm just ready.
Listen, Mike, we're not going to be modest with you on here. I got you on here now. We're not finna be modest, okay? Mike, you didn't play it against the Ravens. You didn't play it against the Rams. You didn't put work on them Ravens. You didn't put work on the Rams. Of course, you didn't come out with the W, but, individually, you put work out there against top 3A teams. I've seen the damage you've done to 2A teams, okay? Disrespectful. We got wide receivers eating hot dogs out on the field during games, okay? Yeah, I'm putting it out there. So, against we're going for a three-peat. Mike, is we going for 3 touchdowns? Is we going for 200 yards against these bandits? I'm not in the shyness for your game, bro.
Honestly, you know me, I'm going for 2+ 150 more. I'm gonna say that I ain't gonna go overboard just because I don't know how we're gonna. I ain't gonna say too much.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it. We're gonna 2 tutties, 200.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave it at that. 150. Okay, 2 tutties, 150.
But I really want more for sure. But I ain't gonna get too cocky. You know, I stay humble. So
yeah. I mean, you gotta leave something for your counterpart, the other wide receiver.
They definitely gonna get theirs.
He out there playing Madden on the field, hitting buttons. No,
Nah,
I've been Mike. You know,
I
I've
just
been
don't.
watching y'all all year, man.
Yeah, I really want to just open it up for everybody else. I know I'm gonna get mine. I know they're gonna be worried, focused on me more than anybody, but I'm gonna still go out there and get two. I just don't want to have to come to where it come down to me
Right.
instead of the whole team eating, because I want
Understandable.
everybody to eat. I don't want it to have to be in a game or a situation where it has to come to me and I have to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So I really think we're gonna go down here and really shock the world once again and end up national champions back
I
to
mean,
back.
it's a three-peat, Mike. Like I don't know if I have to check my history a little bit, but I don't know when the last time this has been done where a team has won three national, back to back to back championships
Yeah,
at this level. You guys have a chance to do something special, solidify the Dukes, legacy. You know what I'm saying at this height of football right here. I mean, tell me what that means to you and the guys. To be able to be in at this moment. You know what I'm saying on the cusp of doing something great.
shit. Honestly, it mean everything. Like I said, well, me, I ain't go to college straight out of high school. I started in semi-pro, then I went to college. I
All right, we
went
don't use
able to.
that word, Mike. I'm gonna let you pass on that. Pro advancement, pro
Yeah,
advancement football.
my bad. I'm fried. I ain't
Duncan
gonna lie to
he
you.
gonna find you. You ain't even in
Yeah,
our league
I
yet. He gonna
know. I'm
find
fried. I forgot. I forgot.
you.
Pro advancement.
Dunk's
I
Dunk's
started there. Then I
just right
went to
now.
college, but I wasn't eligible to play college. So then I came back to pro advancement, and the teams I was on was mainly starter teams. I will always get the ball. I'm the only person who could really make something happen. So then, a shout out to my boys Dev and Dre. They got me to come watch the Dukes, and then when I came there, they was already winning. They had already won the league, and then I was coming that following year, and then they was already going to nationals. So I was going to practice with them. I was loving what they was doing. I've always known Slash because I've played against them. We was in talks, and it just felt right. So then when we went there, then we won the nationals. Came back. We started winning. We went to Detroit. We really had that game, but we came up with the L. We really should have won. Same with Motor City, they came down. We really should have had that dub, but we took that L unfortunately. But we back in the same position. So coming from nothing to now being back to back to back national champions and league, that's just unexplainable. That's like 5, 6 rings in 2 years. Like
Wow.
a lot of people can't say they did that. So it's just a lot.
Mike, looking forward to this game. Have you what things that have you noticed from watching any film for the Phantoms that the defense might that you're going to have to prepare for the defense, if there's anything?
Mm, I would probably have to say double team, honestly. That's something that I'm usually used to. But when they see all our other receivers and how they work and once they get the ball and how they operate once they start scoring, then that's gonna start opening me up more. Then I'm just gonna take the top off everybody. So well, I'm gonna do that anyways, but I feel like they're gonna be more focused on trying to keep me out the game than everybody else. So when that's gonna open up everybody else, then once they start eating, then they're gonna kind of shift off me a little bit. But I honestly think they focus gonna be more on me because I mean everybody talks about me, everybody watches film or they see videos of me, they see what I do. So of course they're gonna play deep around me, but we ready for whatever though.
Now, one last question before I let you go. I'm all about the big boys. So, man, talk to me about Mr. Blue Chew himself. Mr. Devin. Man, how valuable is he
That's
to
my
your
dog,
team.
man.
You know what I'm saying? Tell me about him, man.
For one, that's definitely my brother for sure. And honestly, I think he really one of the most valuable players on the team. Honestly, he brings the energy, he brings the effort, and he just Mr. Blue Chew, literally. Like it says it for him, literally. That's why his name is that. Literally, it says it for him. And that's definitely my brother. I'm a rat, and like I said, he's really valuable. Like, and he also plays O line too sometimes when we need. So it's not like he's just one of those players that goes out there and just play one position. No, I'm not playing that. I'm not doing it. He'll really go on offense and really block some stuff, and then go on defense and really go through two niggas and make a sack. So it's like he's really valuable. It ain't no on both sides of the ball, and it ain't just no defense or what he can do. It's the energy he bring. Is the leadership he got. Is the work ethic he got, and it's just and he feed everybody else feeds off of it as well. So it's like when he starts getting going, everybody else start getting going, and then when the whole team start getting going, then it's wrap. Everybody's in trouble.
Now, man, before I let you go, I want you to, I want you to give everybody how you can get contacted. We gotta get your followers up, so they can watch these highlights that you and your boy be making, eating sandwiches and stuff on the field. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get these we gotta get these followers. We gotta get these followers up.
That's
So,
funny.
so tell everybody how you can
I
be
ain't gonna lie,
reached.
that's funny because I forgot all about that for real.
Man, when I seen it, bro, I was like, hey, that's
See,
so
I didn't
as a
even
player.
realize he was doing it because I was in the game, and when I seen the video after, I was like, "Is he
As a
really on
player,
the field?"
bro, that's the highest disrespect you can
Yeah, nah,
probably give.
and we was at their field, so it made it even worse. Yeah, we was
Oh,
at their field.
man.
Yeah,
That's rough. That's
and
rough.
we was already beating them by like 30 something.
Yeah, so disrespectful, man. So disrespectful.
Mhm.
But nah, tell us how you can be reached, man, and everything like that, man. Tell us how you can be reached.
Facebook, Kangar, Mike Clay, Instagram, Mike Clay 3, TikTok, Mike Clay 3, and that's all I really got for real.
Well, now I'm gonna tell you this, because like I said, we was talking earlier before,
Appreciate you too, Kelly, buddy.
speculation. You know what I'm saying? Little birdie's been talking. We're gonna keep it focused on the Dukes right now. But
Appreciate you, Jimmy.
just so you know, later on in the year, PFA has a Man of the Year award, comes with an agent and a lot of other things that you can possibly, I think a guy like you could possibly use, going forward, with your career. You're a young man, you got a lot of football ahead of you, man. And just from seeing how you play on the field, I know that you can definitely, with the right backing, you definitely can do, bigger and better things, man. So wish you guys nothing but the best this week coming up.
Yes,
Dukes
sir.
up. Dukes up.
You
You know
know
what I'm
it.
saying?
You know
And
it.
hopefully
Big dub.
next year, I've been praying on it. I've been praying on it that one day the Dukes,
I know you and a couple others.
the
I know.
Dukes join this great league of mine. One of these years Slash come to us, senses. But we're gonna leave that up to God. We're gonna leave that up to God. But it's a pleasure to finally get you on the show, Mike. I'm glad to have you, man.
Definitely.
Keep balling, man.
For sure.
And keep doing your thing, man. Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Have a good night, Mike. Good luck in Miami this weekend.
Appreciate y'all.
That was Kent Guard and Mike Clay of the Cincinnati Dukes. They are getting ready to travel down to Miami to repeat their national championship at the Sunshine Bowl. So best of luck to them. We got, like Chris said, we got to support the Midwest teams.
Got to show Midwest love, man. And even though I be ragging on the Dukes, you know what I'm saying, about their league and everything, I'll never rag on the talent that they have. They got tremendous talent over there with some of the players that they have. I just want them to, I just want them to come play with us, man. I just want them to, be with the best. You know what I mean? They champions. You know what I mean?
Best league in the Midwest.
I'm trying to collect them. I'm trying to collect these things. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. We want rings too, man. We want rings too. I got 4 in my case in my cabinet. I need 2 more this year.
I'm trying to collect them I'm trying to collect teams like Infinity Stones over here, baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, so that way when we step out in the nation, I can be like, oh, you play 2A? Oh, I got a 2A team for you. Oh, you play 3A? Oh, I got a couple 3A teams for you, buddy. You know what I'm saying? I love bragging about my PFA teams, man. Shout out to the new PF teams that jumped into the league this year, the Kalamazoo Titans, the O that's going to be coming. Also, shout out to the Warlocks. Shout out to the Demon Deacons and our 2A. Got some more news possibly coming soon with our 2A division.
To, Aaron Sanders for coming back home.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Flag City, man. Shout out to Flag City. I got my Rick James fingers.
It's like son came home to dad. That's what it's like, and we're glad to have him back. And so what, are we doing?
Flag City, man.
Are we doing a show next week, Chris? Sunshine recap.
Yeah, we're probably gonna recap the game, so you can catch us back here next week, same time. No Super Bowl though, but I think it's the All-Star. Is the All-Star weekend for basketball?
No, sir. For basketball?
I think it's All-Star weekend for basketball. I think so.
Is that in Indianapolis this year? Or was that
No, it was in Indianapolis last year.
Oh, okay.
I can't. It's in San Francisco this year. It's in San Francisco this year.
The Pro Bowl was
the Pro Bowl. Yeah. So I think All-Star weekend for basketball will probably be next week. So we'll still be at the same time, 4 o'clock. Oh yeah, I love basketball too. But we'll still be here again next Sunday, 4 o'clock. Recap all the games. I'll probably see if one of our guys, Sammy or East Coast Locker Room, want to jump on, talk about the recapping the games, make sure they see if they watched them, so they can give us, talk to some New York teams won. If Upstate wins, Tommy, you're hearing it first. I'm gonna want you on the show. If Upstate Preds win, I definitely want to have you on the show and see if we can get Mr. Blue Chew himself, Devin, if the Dukes go up. See if we can get Mr. Blue Chew himself on here. I love having the big boys, offensive linemen, get some shine. We don't never get no pub, so definitely want to see if we can get him on the show next week after they handle business up in Florida. And hopefully, fingers crossed, Brian, fingers crossed, the PFA goes 6-0. Wolfpack, this is our last plea to you.
Wolfpack, okay. Don't become a meme. I mean, go down there.
Yes, no, that is exactly. Don't become a meme.
Because if you lose, you're going to be a meme within seconds.
If you lose, we're not going to hear it for a minute. Okay, we need this last dub. We need this last. I don't care if you win by 1 point. Just like my man, Los Angeles Raiders, great owner Al Davis said, just win, baby.
Or
just win. More. Or like we say over here, score more. Okay.
Yeah. And so, man, no excuses. No matter win or lose, no excuses. Just win. No excuses. Don't lose.
Everybody get on that plane. Everybody show up. I don't care if you got a carpool. I don't care if you got to get in your boy's trunk. Get to Florida.
Cargo hold of the damn plane. I don't care.
Okay. Get to Florida and play some ball, man. Play some ball. Win this championship. Solidify yourself as not only a PFA champion, but a national champion. And let's keep this dominance going, man. We don't mess up the wave we on, baby. Don't mess up. We on a good wave right now. We surfing.
Top of the mountain.
Top of the mountain right now.
Anyways,
don't bring us down.
Don't forget to catch us during the season starting in March on Sundays, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, YouTube, and hopefully Twitch. As well as the Extra Point on Thursdays during the season. Me and Chris will be recapping the games and previewing the games. It's not going to be too huge. Probably we'll replay some interviews or whatever, maybe. Don't know. We'll see how it goes. But as always, for Chris Cousins, I'm Brian Mitchum. We'll see you next time.
Catch us if you can.